When do we use the first, the root? When do we use the second case? That is, let's take the first one, for example, the base. When do we use the base in English? The cases in which we use the base, the first one, in the present, and the present simple, and the present simple. So ask, for example, we say I go to, let's say, college, say, every day. See, I didn't say I went or I go, so we say I go, for example. Or we say they help each other every time. Or we say you are a nice student, etc. Then the first case in which we use the base in case of the simple present. The second case in which we use the base is or through the imperative. Imperative. In case of imperative or command, sometimes we call it request. Say, if I say go out, come in, say keep quiet, stay there. Always we say stay, keep, go, come. This is the case of imperative. The third case in which we use the base is what we call after model. After models. What is meant by after models? Means, see, if we have a model, and we know the model like will, would, can, could, shall, should, etc. After these, we have, or we use the first case. Say, birds can fly. So fly, after what? Can. Like, say, birds can fly. See, can fly. We don't say, we didn't use the past tense of, say, or we say, fish can swim. We say swam or swimming. So then after model we use this form. The third case in which the fourth case in which we use what we call in subjunctive. Subjunctive, this is somehow complex topic. We'll talk about on page 51. The subjunctive, for example, subjunctive means deviation. Means we do not use the rule of the language for a reason. For example, we say, I suggest she meet the prime minister. I suggest she meet. We don't say she meets. So we use the base. This is for a reason. Hopefully we'll explain this in more detail. And also we can add another point, that is after or through the what we call the infinitive. Infinitive. For example, we can say, I'm ready to help you. I am ready to say, I am ready to help. See, to help you, for example. I'm ready to help. We don't say, I'm ready to help or to helping or to helps. See why? Because this is what we call this two for the infinitive. So after the infinitive, we use this case. This is the cases in which we use the base of the verbs in English. Then we come to the cases in which we use the S form. I mean, when do we use the S form? The S form can be used in one case only. We use the S form in one case only. That is, again, in the present simple. Again, in the present simple, but is what we call in case of what? In case of third person singular. Third person singular means when the pronoun or when the subject is one of the three, either he or she or what it. He can be or can represent, for example, the teacher, the nurse, the doctor, the pilot, whatever. Or she, for example, again the same, because in English there is no big difference in gender. So teacher can be she or he, or the proper noun, for example, Alice, Rose, Layla, whatever. Or it represents the horse, the cat, the door, whatever. So if we have a third person singular, we use, for example, this. Like we say Rose, say asks, say nice, for example, questions. Here we say rose because rose is what is, I mean, if we delete rose, we replace rose with what? Well, say she. So she takes what? Take S. Or for example, we say the cats. The cats, we can say the cat eats the fish. The cat eats. We don't say the cat ate. Why? Because the cat ate. Etc. With he, I mean the teacher, the merchant, the whatever. So these cases, or in this case, we use the second, that is the third person singular. If we come to the ing form, when do we use the ing form? The cases in which we use in the ing form, the first case in the continuous, in case of progressive. We say progressive or continuous, whether the continuous is present or past or future. All cases are progressive. We use what? We use the ing. To say she is watching. To say, for example, she is watching a series. She's watching a series. Means in this moment or now, she is. See, we use is watching, or they are playing tennis, for example, though I hate using the verb play. So, but I use it here and with tennis, not with football. Or we can say, for example, they are singing nice songs, or you are dancing properly or nicely. So here we use in case of progressive. The first case in case of progressive, the second case in what we call a progressive clause or continuous clause. Continuous clauses. What is meant? Well, for example, we say running quickly. Let's say, for example, we say running quickly. We say will catch the train. See, we say running quickly. This is what continuous clause. It is adverbial, of course. Means if we run quickly, means we will catch the train. Running quickly, we catch the train. This is the case. The second case. This is number one. This is number two. The second case in which we use the ing form. Then we come to the ed1, which is the past.